Kimberly Sue Louiselle was born on March 3, 1966 in Elkhart, Indiana. She would be the third of 4 children born to William and Joanna Louiselle. The Louiselle family moved to Westland, Michigan a few months later. Eventually, they moved to South Lyon when Kim was around 11 or 12 years old. In the summer of 1981, Kim turned 15 years old. She was approximately 5'7" and weighed around 127 pounds. She was a strikingly beautiful brunette with big brown eyes. She was a typical teenage girl, outgoing and had plenty of friends. She did well in school and also did some babysitting. Kim wanted to be a nurse when she grew up. She liked horseback riding, going to the beach, dancing, and writing poetry. Kim and her younger sister Cindy were very close. They often spent time enjoying these activities together. Kim started dating around this age. She met a boy that was a few years older than her. His name was Robert, but most family and friends would call him Bob. He was living in Whitmore Lake at the time. Kim's parents did not approve of her dating him because of the age difference. This may have brought some tension to the family, which led to Kim's change in behavior. One day, Bob told Kim that he was moving away from Whitmore Lake. Bob, his mother, and 2 younger brothers would then move into his cousin's house, located on Centralia Street in Redford Township. Kim was heartbroken and determined to maintain her relationship with Bob. She didn't have a driver's license, so she would have to get to Redford by catching rides or hitchhiking. Kim would often skip school to visit her boyfriend. She would take off for a couple of days at a time, but would always make sure to call home. Kim was a sophomore at South Lyon High School. On Wednesday, March 18th, Kim went to school but had no plans of staying there. It is not known if she was suspended or had dropped out, as police later claim. She walked over to the middle school next door where Cindy was and asked her to come with her to Bob's house. But Cindy declined to join Kim that day because their parents had recently made them promise to stay out of trouble. Against her mother's wishes, Kim hitchhiked to Bob's house without Cindy. After a day or 2 of being there, Bob told Kim he didn't think that their relationship would work out. He explained to Kim that her parents having a problem with their relationship, the distance, the lack of a vehicle, and the fact that he recently started dating someone else brought him to this decision. Bob left her at his cousin's house and drove to work. Kimberly was heartbroken and decided to head home. It was Friday, March 20th, when Kim's mother spoke with Bob's cousin on the phone. He told her that they would make sure Kim got home safely that day. Kim's parents then went to work the night shift. Bob's younger brother walked Kim to the corner of 6 Mile and Centralia. At this point, Kim was picked up by a guy driving a light blue Gremlin with red fenders. Bob's brother wrote down the license plate because he thought it looked kind of sketchy. The man then dropped her off at a gas station on the corner of 8 Mile and Merriman. This was confirmed by someone who claimed to have seen her walking in that same area around 6:30 that evening. This is the last we know of her whereabouts. Kim made at least 4 phone calls from that gas station payphone that evening. It is believed that she was hitchhiking westbound 8 Mile between Merriman and Farmington Road. Kim's parents arrived home from work around 1 a.m. and realized Kim had not made it home. They called the Green Oak Township Police Department to report her missing, but were horrified at the response they received from the police. The police assured them that Kim probably just ran away from home and did not take her disappearance seriously. As most runaways do, they expected her to come home sooner or later, but that is not what happened. Kim's parents kept insisting that she had not run away from home. Why would Kim call her parents to tell them she would be home soon if she had run away? 24 days went by. One day turned into the next, and time seemed to drag on. As each day passed, it was getting harder and harder to hold on to hope. Joanna went to the window multiple times a day, looking and wishing and hoping that she would see Kim walking down the street towards their home. Her father also drove around hoping to catch her hanging out with friends, but to no avail. A torrential amount of tears were shed during those long days. William and Joanna tried desperately to convince the police that this was not just a teenager running away. According to Cindy, her parents were extremely agitated because the police weren't trying to find her. They were being told that she would show up. Those 3 weeks were frustrating, heartbreaking, and extremely stressful for the entire Louiselle family. Bob had also gone out and searched endlessly for her. On April 13th, the police finally suggested that Kim's parents could go on the news and make a plea for Kim to come home. During the time Kim was missing, Bob moved to another home on 5 Mile and Lasher. On April 14th, Cindy and a friend of Kim's stopped by the new house to look for Kim. Not long after they arrived there, the police showed up. They noticed Cindy was wearing one of Kim's shirts, and Cindy confirmed that Kim Louiselle was her sister. The police then asked her to go to another room and wait there while they talked to Bob's family. Cindy could hear crying coming from the kitchen area, so she stepped out of the room to see what was going on. And then suddenly her parents walked in, and that was the moment when Cindy learned that Kim was murdered. A man and his wife were walking their dog in a wooded area of Island Lake State Recreation Area near Grand River and Kensington Roads when, much to their shock and horror, they came upon Kim's body and contacted the police. This recreation area is in Green Oak Township, located approximately 6 miles from Kim's home. The state police responded immediately, dispatching units to the area to investigate the call. Upon their arrival, they found the naked body of Kimberly Louiselle in the fetal position. She had been concealed near bushes and trees, approximately 26 feet from a path and about 400 yards south of the carpool area off Grand River. Kim's autopsy report showed that she had been deceased anywhere from 4 to 6 days. None of her belongings were with her or were ever found. Police believed that she was killed somewhere else and dumped at this location. Later that afternoon, a devastated Joanna Louiselle would identify her daughter's body. It would now be the job of the police to try and trace where Kim had been for the last 3 weeks. The police knew where Kim had been last seen alive, but how were they going to fill in the many missing pieces to the puzzle? Who she was with and where she was during those days are 2 questions that haunt her family. The police believe she was hitchhiking and went voluntarily. Could it be that someone she knew committed this brutal murder? The actual date and time of Kim's death was difficult to determine because her body had been exposed to the elements of the cold Michigan weather. There was some snow still on the ground where her body was located. The autopsy showed that she had been repeatedly raped, beaten, and strangled with a belt-like object. There were no signs that she was undernourished. Kimberly's movements were traced by police beginning at Bob's house. Bob's brother gave the license plate number of the Gremlin to the police, and the man was interviewed. The man who gave her a ride in the Gremlin claimed to have not known Kim, but according to the case file, he was the acquaintance of someone that was named a person of interest. When he and Kim arrived at the gas station on 8 Mile and Merriman, Kim went to use the payphone and the man went inside the station. The gas station employee remembered seeing Kim get out of the car and head toward the payphone, and he also remembered that he had said to the man that it looked like his girlfriend was leaving. The man then replied that she was just a hitchhiker he had picked up and then made a comment about what a nice butt she had. This man has been cleared as a suspect, but Cindy often wonders what the odds would be that Kim ended up back in his car that day. Kim's boyfriend Bob has been cleared as a suspect as well. A little more than 40 years have passed now since Kimberly Louiselle was found beaten, sexually assaulted, and strangled to death. Her sister Cindy, who was 13 years old at the time, has since gone on a one-woman campaign to keep her sister's story alive. Today, we have joined her on this journey. Someone out there has to know something. Maybe something they remember as non-incidental could possibly be just the clue needed to solve this senseless murder. As you listened to this sad story of a young life taken away before her time, think about all the unanswered questions. With so much time having passed, 40 years and still no answers, why? As of the airing of this video, the person who committed this heinous crime has been able to live his life without detection. He could have committed other crimes, or this may have been his only one. We don't know. Someone has to know something. Cindy has searched high and low for anything that will lead to justice for her sister. Cindy found a blog a few years ago where Kim's murder was being discussed. She entered the group and started asking questions, but the blog was eventually taken down. Information that she acquired from this blog was turned over to the police. Cindy would like to speak with Kim's ex-boyfriend, Robert Charles Brown. He would be approximately 59 years old and believed to still be living in Michigan. If you know of his whereabouts, please let us know and we will have Cindy contact you. I want to end this video with two things: a poem written by Kim herself and a statement written by her sister, Cindy Arthurs.